I would also say it's really important to ask questions. If you don't know, ask someone. No question is silly, and asking questions helps you to grow and develop as a dental nurse.
Hello, and welcome to In the Chair with, a series of dental protection podcasts. My name is Lesley Harrison. I'm a dentist and a dental legal consultant here at Dental Protection. I'm hosting a series of short podcasts where I'll be interviewing dentists and other industry figures of interest and other DCPs within the dental community. I'll be talking to my guests on their career, their inspirations and aspirations. I want to know what makes them tick. So I'm delighted today to speak to Gemma Forsythe, who is an award-winning dental nurse, and she represents our dental nurse membership on dental protection adverts. So Gemma, welcome to our podcast. So you started work as a dental nurse in 2017 and you qualified in 2020. And I understand you now work in a large dental practice in Lurgan in Northern Ireland. So I just wondered what made you want to be a dental nurse?
Thank you so much, first of all, for having me on the podcast today. It's such a cliche thing to say, but I kind of fell into dental nursing. I started working back when I was 16 in retail, and I was in retail for a long time. And then I ended up getting a job in a care home that was supporting individuals with learning disability, mental health, and autism. So I worked there for a while. I absolutely loved that job, and it was so enjoyable, so rewarding. But the only problem with it was that it was 12-hour shifts. So it did put a strain on my family life. And it meant that I was away from my son Tyler for quite long periods of time. He's 12 now, but he was quite young at the time. So I would have left for work before he was up in the morning. And then by the time I got home, he would have been in bed sleeping. So I knew that I loved caring for people, but I did want a better work-life balance. So that's when I spotted an advert for a job as a trainee dental nurse. And I was always quite curious about the role of the dental nurse and what they got up to. So I knew the job was 9 to 5 and I decided to apply, and the rest is history.
Indeed. And it's funny, actually, we spoke to somebody, one of our earlier podcasts, about how she did when she had to retake her A levels. She went into retail and how working in retail actually really helps you when you go into a profession like dental nursing, or even when you've worked in a care home, because it means that you have to just chat to people, doesn't it? And it's really helpful because some people aren't very good at that. And it makes such a difference when you can establish a rapport with other members of the team and your patients, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It really helps your communication skills, your confidence, everything. And it teaches you as well in jobs like that, how to care for other people. And I think that's really helped me in dental nursing as well.
No, I'm sure it has. And it's clear even from just speaking to you for a couple of minutes that you're really passionate about your job as a dental nurse. And I know that you're a mental health first aider within the practice, and that probably follows on, doesn't it, from your role in the care home, and you're the lead decontamination nurse as well. So I just wondered, what do you enjoy most about your job and what motivates you to get out of bed in the morning to go to work?
Well, one of the things that I really love and appreciate about my job is the work-life balance, especially in comparison to my previous job. I'm lucky to work in a very supportive practice who will always do their best to accommodate my needs. And I also think the great thing about dental nursing is that no 2 days are the same. There's really great variety in the job, and I really enjoy nursing for those patients who are particularly nervous. I think it's lovely when you can build that rapport and you can see their dental anxiety slowly but surely fizzle away with each appointment. The dentist I work with as well has recently started to offer clear aligners to patients. So I'm excited to see what their journey's like doing that and seeing their confidence grow with it as well. But in terms of motivation, I've always had very supportive parents who taught me to work hard and you'll go far and you can always do what you dream. That's always stuck with me, and all I want to do is make them proud, and I want to be a positive role model for my son and show him that you can really do anything you put your mind to.
Well, I think that's a brilliant ethos going forwards, and I'm sure your parents are very proud of you, as will be your son. And moving on from that, I mean, not only do you have a busy day job in the practice, but you're also on the editorial board of Dental Nursing Journal, and you've had a monthly column in Dentistry magazine since 2021 called Nursing Matters, where you seem to cover all sorts of topics from STIs to dental nurse pay. So just tell me more about that.
So yes, I have been author of Nursing Matters for 3 years this August, which is crazy to me. Time has really flown with it. I'm really proud to have written about topics such as the ones you mentioned, and also stress and mental health in dentistry, domestic abuse awareness, menopause, and so much more as well. I do try to keep my articles relevant and informative, and I try to engage readers, and I really do appreciate anyone who does take the time to read what I've written because I am so passionate about it. I hope other dental nurses do feel educated, inspired, and empowered by my articles.
Oh, well, I'm sure they do. And on top of that, you're an award-winning dental nurse, and not only just one award, but you've got three, which is just phenomenal. So in 2022, you won the most invaluable best team member at the Irish Dentistry Awards. You got Dental Nurse of the Year at the Dentistry Awards and also Best Dental Nurse Norse. So that is pretty impressive. So tell me about the awards. So who nominated you? And I wonder how that made you feel when you won the awards.
Yes, I honestly couldn't believe that I won one award, never mind three. I was very shocked, but also I felt so happy, excited, and really valued. There was so many other strong contenders, and I really didn't expect my name to be announced. I got to celebrate at the Irish Dentistry Awards in Croke Park Stadium in Dublin with the McGee Dental Care team, which was lovely. Our practice was actually a finalist in the Best Patient Care, Most Attractive Practice, and Best Employer categories as well that year. And unfortunately, I couldn't attend the Dentistry Awards in Leicester that year due to having COVID at the time, unfortunately. But I really did get cheered up when I heard that I had won it.
Well, I think it's amazing. And I think, as you say, it made you feel valued, but I think it's valued, isn't it? And feeling appreciated. And also it's that recognition, isn't it, for your role and all the hard work that you do. I think it's just, it's amazing. So I just wondered if there's anything you wish you'd known when you started work as a dental nurse. So what advice would you give to prospective dental nurses?
A big part of the job is organisation. Either you run the day or the day runs you. And there are so many different things to remember throughout the day, from stocking up the surgery to lab work. And I really think that writing everything down really does help with the running of the day and what you need to do. I would also say it's really important to ask questions. If you don't know, ask someone. No question is silly, and asking questions helps you to grow and develop as a dental nurse. Something that I was guilty of in my early days of dental nursing was being really hard on myself. I expected to be this all knowing, amazing dental nurse overnight, and when I wasn't, I was really frustrated by it. But dentistry is a whole new language at the beginning. It takes a while to get to grips with everything. And even now, I'm not perfect. I'll still forget to set something out or forget to do something, but we're all human and we all make mistakes.
Well, I think that's brilliant advice. I love to think the day, I can't remember what you said, the day runs you. No, you run the day rather than the day running you. And I have to say, I am a great believer in lists. I have to-do lists all around the house, and there's nothing better than the satisfaction of actually ticking that list off. So I have to say, sometimes I put things on my list that I've already done just so I can tick it off to see. So it looks like I've had a productive day. So I think we would both agree that the relationship between a dentist and a dental nurse is crucial because it helps your working day run smoothly. It definitely helps both the nurse and the dentist, I think, to enjoy their jobs more. And it also helps patients have a better experience when they come to the dentist. So, following on from that, I wonder what advice you would give to dentists who are perhaps going to work tomorrow with a trainee or a newly qualified dental nurse, or perhaps a nurse that they've not worked with before.
Absolutely, I agree with dental and dental nurse relationships are so important. I work with a lovely dentist called Rachel, and I feel we work really well together. We bounce off each other and we seem to know what each other's thinking without even saying a word, just from looking at each other. I think that communication is a huge factor between dentist and dental nurse. If you want something done a certain way, you just need to explain it to your nurse. I also think that a bit of patience goes a long way. While settling into working with a new dentist, a nurse will probably be slower than what they're used to. And dentists do work so differently to each other from one to the next. So I just think getting used to someone takes a wee while. And of course, please and thank you are worth their weight in gold.
No, absolutely. And cups of tea as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I mean, everybody works in different ways, and I think it's just it takes time to settle in. And I think the more you work with somebody, the more you can sort of predict what they're going to do or what they need or even what they might say. And you're right, there's sometimes you just need to have a look, don't you, between you, and you know exactly what the other one's thinking. So I think that that's brilliant advice. So you've clearly achieved so much already during your career as a dental nurse, given that, you only started work in 2017. But, well, I think I know what you're going to say, actually. I was going to say, what professional achievement are you the most proud of?
I would say it's lecturing at dentistry shows.
Oh, I was going to say your reward. So that's, yeah, great.
My awards are definitely up there too, but I think being asked to lecture at a dental show was something that really shocked me. I was a speaker at the North of England Dentistry Show in 2022, and they had like an all new dental nursing theatre that year. It was the first year they'd done it. And I was also a speaker at the Irish Dentistry Show later that year. And my lecture in both shows was all about supporting patients with additional support needs in general practice, such as autism, ADHD, and dementia. And this is something I'm really passionate about, given my background working with those people when I was in my previous job. So I felt especially privileged to speak at the Irish Dentistry Show because I was the only dental nurse that did lecture at it. And it meant a lot to me that my mum and Tyler were able to come and support me there as well.
Oh, I think that's amazing. And I think they will have been so proud to sit there and listen to you stand up and talk in front of an audience, clearly about a subject that you are very, very passionate about. And as you say, I think your background in your care home has stood you in good stead. So, you will be a subject matter expert on treating such patients. I think that's brilliant. So I just wondered, where do you go from here? What next can you do? This is assuming that you're going to be able to fit anything else in.
Honestly, I have no idea. My practice I work in is very keen on progression of dental nurses. And recently, our practice manager, Jane, asked me, was there any other courses I was interested in? Was there anything I wanted to do? And to be honest, right now, I'm so content doing what I'm doing. On the side, I'm currently actually working my way through a diploma in digital marketing, and this is to help improve my skills because I help run our practice social media. So that's something I'm really interested in and I really enjoy, and it's something different than dental nursing, but I still am involved in. So yeah, it's really, really good.
Well, I mean, it sounds great. It sounds like you are extremely busy. So I just wondered, what three words would you use to describe yourself?
So three words I would use would be hardworking, passionate, and kind.
Well, I've only just met you. Well, we met once last week, didn't we? But I would say, just from our short meeting, I would say that you are passionate and you are driven and yeah, and kind, I think.
That's lovely. Thanks very much.
So finally, I just wondered, what three things would you take to a desert island? I think we'll let you take your toothbrush and your toothpaste and your floss, but what three other things would you take?
So the first thing would have to be lip balm. You will never see me without lip balm. Even in my drawer in my surgery in the practice, I have lip balm, like every handbag in my car, everywhere. So I might be stranded, but at least I'll not have dry lips.
Good. Next.
The second one, if I could, I would bring Burr Grills because he would help me keep me right with survival. But if he was unavailable, I would just bring a survival book. That would do. And the final thing is a wee bit naughty for a dental nurse to say, but chocolate. I have a huge sweet tooth and I could not survive without it. So it's a good job you let me bring my toothbrush.
Well, I was going to say we're giving you tooth and your toothpaste, so I think you'll be fine. We'll let you off with those, but I think those are great choices. Yeah, Bear Grylls, that would be good, wouldn't it? So thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk with you. And with that, we've come to the end of our podcast. I've been your host, Lesley Harrison, and thank you so much for listening.